Hello boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me for rounding. Now, when we round a number, what we're basically doing is we are simplifying that number. So it's not going to be quite as accurate, but it's going to be easier to use. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Before I do that though, I want to tell you a rule that you need to know for rounding. Now with rounding, we're always going to look at the number in the ones place. And if that number is anywhere from 0 to 4, we're going to round it down. Okay? If the number in the ones place is anywhere between 5 to 9, we are going to round it up. Now I have this number line here, and that's what we're going to use today. I like to use a number line when I'm rounding because it gives me a visual and helps me to see where I need to be rounding. So once again, the rule is, if in the ones place the number is 0 to 4, you're going to round down to the nearest 10. And if the number is between 5 and 9, you're going to round up to the nearest 10. So let me give you a number, let's say 12. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to find the number 12 on my number line. So here's 10, 11, 12. Here's 12. Now, 0 to 4. 2 is in the ones place and it is between 0 to 4, which means I am going to round 12 down to my nearest 10. So 12 rounded would be 10. Now another way that you can look at it is, let's look at where 12 is on the number line. Is 12 closer to 10 or is it closer to 20? Definitely closer to 10. That's another way that you can know that you need to round it down to the nearest 10. Now, let's go ahead and erase that. Let's look at a different number. Let's say that I have the number, and I'm going to write it down here so we can look at it. Let's say that I have the number 18. Okay, let's use our rule. Let's look in the ones place. 8. We know that 8 is between 5 and 9, which means we need to round it up. So let's look on our number line, 15, 16, 17. Here's 18. And I know that I need to round it up to the nearest 10, which is 20. Now let's look at it another way. Here's 18. Is 18 closer to 10, or is it closer to 20? So much closer to 20. That's another way that we can know that we need to round it up to 20. So this week, boys and girls, as you're looking at rounding, remember our rule. If the number in the ones place is between 0 and 4, round it down. If the number in the ones place is between 5 and 9, you round it up, always to the nearest 10. Or you can use a number line and actually visually see what number it's closest to. Is it closest to the 10 that's below it, or is it closer to the 10 that's above it? Have fun this week with rounding.